Alright, good afternoon. Today's flight, we are heading from LaGuardia all the way down to Washington, D.C. So not an extremely lengthy flight, but we are anticipating quite a bit of weather along the way. As you can see, it's raining right now in LaGuardia, and we are anticipating some weather along the way. So, first things first, got to get the plane set up and ready to go. We are departing in about 25 minutes or so. So hopefully we'll have everything ready and good to go for that time. Just take a look at the weather in, in LaGuardia right now. All right, 10 knot wind at 50 degrees, 2 statute miles visibility, so not great. Light rain, overcast 700 feet, altimeter 3009. So not the best of weather, but not that I was expecting anything great to begin with, to be honest with you. If you look at the weather radar, it is just absolutely loaded. So I'm going to listen into ATIS first, hopefully get some updated weather. 127.05. Hopefully get an update.
Vicinity of LaGuardia Airport. Operate transponder on modes Charlie on no taxiways and runways. Advise on initial contact. You'll have information Oscar. LaGuardia Airport data's information Oscar 22510. Web 060 at 10. Visibility 2. Runway 04 RVR 6000 variables are greater than 6000. Heavy rain, mist. Ceiling 700 overcast. Temperature 8. Dew point 7. Altimeter 3009er. ILS runway 4 approach and use. Departing runway 13. Bird activity in vicinity of LaGuardia Airport. Operate transponder on modes Charlie on no taxiways and runways. Advise on initial contact. You'll have information Oscar.
Alright, so Oscar, looks like runway 13 departure, and of course my iPad is dead, which means I don't have taxi charge, so we'll give it a few minutes and I'll go get my plug. Be right back.
Visibility 2. Runway 04 RVR 6000 variables are greater than 6000. Heavy rain, mist. Ceiling 700 overcast. Temperature 8. Dew point 7. Altimeter 3009er. ILS runway 4 approach and use. Departing runway 13. Bird activity in vicinity of LaGuardia Airport. Operate transponder on modes Charlie on no taxiways and runways. Advise on initial contact. You'll have information Oscar. LaGuardia Airport data's information Oscar 22510. Web 060 at 10. Visibility 2. Runway 04 RVR 6000
Alright, so
variables are
hopefully
greater
get
than
my
6,000.
charts up.
Heavy rain, mist. Ceiling 700 overcast. Temperature 8. Dew point 7. Altimeter 3009er. ILS runway 4 approach and use. Departing runway 13. Bird activity in vicinity of LaGuardia Airport.
I think this cord is pooched. I will need to be right back, sorry.
Advise on initial contact. You'll have information Oscar. LaGuardia Airport data's information Oscar 22510. Web 060 at 10. Visibility 2. Runway 04 RVR 6000 variable to greater than 6000. Heavy rain, mist. Ceiling 700 overcast. Temperature 8. 2.7. Altimeter 3009er. ILS runway 4 approach and use. Departing runway 13. Bird activity in vicinity of LaGuardia Airport. Operate transponder on modes Charlie on all taxiways and runways. Advise on initial contact. You'll have information offer. LaGuardia Airport Data's information offer 22510 Zulu. Web 060 at 10. Visibility 2. Runway 04 RVR 6000 variable to greater than 6000. Heavy rain, mist. Ceiling 700 overcast. Temperature 8. 2.7. Altimeter 3009er. ILS runway 4 approach and use. Departing runway 13. Bird activity in vicinity of LaGuardia Airport. Operate transponder on modes Charlie on all taxiways and runways. Advise on initial contact. You'll have information offer. LaGuardia Airport Data's information offer 22510 Zulu. Web 060 at 10. Visibility 2. Runway 04 RVR 6000 variable to greater than 6000. Heavy rain.
Alright, you guys are probably just as much as sick of that ATIS as I am. So turn it off. I love my son dearly, but every time he borrows something of mine, it is broken. My power cord for my tablet looks like it's been through through hell and back. So I don't know if this is gonna work. I hate, there we go. That cord, another one bites the dust. Anyways, welcome. We're gonna fly from LaGuardia down to Washington, D.C., so a relatively quick flight. Departure time is 23:35, so we'll get going in about 15-20 minutes time max. We've got our ATIS. I'm going to just call in and get my clearance now, and get the clearance now. We'll confirm which runway we're taking off on and all that good information, so I don't have to worry about that when I'm doing all the programming. So ground is on. Actually, sorry, I see delivery 135-2. Switch over. No one on frequency. LaGuardia delivery. WestJet 1834 with you requesting IFR flight plane clearance to Washington as filed.
WestJet 1834 LaGuardia ground cleared to Washington National Airport via the Tennis 6 departure. Radar vectors Biggie then as filed. Climb via SID. Expect flight level 22010 manufacturer departure. Departure frequency 120.4. Squawk 1155.
Okay, we'll squawk 1155. Expect the Tennis 6 departure. Biggie transition 22,000 feet, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency will be 120.4 for WestJet 1834.
WestJet 1834, reset correct. Push and start your discretion and contact ground when you're ready for taxi.
Push start my discretion, we'll call for taxi. WestJet's 1834, thanks. Alright, so we got our clearance information. We also got our transponder, which I'll put in now, is 1155. Good. Now that that's programmed in, I will turn on my TCAS so that they can see me on radar. Let's load up our fuel. It's not a long flight, so I'm not anticipating we're going to need a ton. Given the weather though and some of the traffic in the area, I'm got 14,300 pounds. I'm going to put an extra 200 pounds in. So I'm going to load 14.5. And then the plane actual payload, and sorry, you can see, I'll switch it over so you can see that I've loaded the fuel, 14,500 pounds in. And then now the zero fuel weight is 137.8. So I will put that in the flight management computer as well. Good, so we are set there. I'm going to go to our position, and we know we're in LaGuardia, so we're going to punch that in. We know we're gate 38. We'll put that in. Put in our IRS and GPS information, which will bring up my primary flight display, which is fantastic. Everything is good there. We're leaving LaGuardia. And I just got to do something quick here to get this working. Bear with me. Get the CDU back up for you momentarily. There you go. Alright, so we're leaving from LaGuardia. We're going to Washington, D.C., which is KDCA. Put that into our destination.
LaGuardia delivery, November 313904, question radar check, please.
November 3139 Alpha, LaGuardia delivery.
Let me pull it up so you can see here.
75 tickets.
So route, I put to origin, LaGuardia, destination, Washington, D.C. He indicated, well, he didn't give me a runway, but they did say on ATIS it's going to be runway 13. We are WestJet 1834, so I'll put that in.
LaGuardia delivery, November 313904, proceed for clearance over to,
Alright, let's do our departure information. Make sure I hit the right thing here. Alright, so we are doing the 10:06 departure.
Maintain VFR.
And perhaps I should put in my runway 13, 10:06 departure. Alright, and then coming into Washington, we're going to do the Clipper 2 arrival. I don't have a runway yet. We'll worry about that later. Max MXC transition.
At 2,500, departure frequency 1.
And the only thing I need to do to complete my route, actually, because my route is nice and easy today. 10:06 departure, then to Biggie.
Yes, safe from radar vectors for departure 10 and Alpha.
Alright, to Biggie, I'll put that in. And then to Mike X-Ray Echo and Clipper 2 arrival. So we are good there. So let me just take a look.
And November 39 Alpha, correction, you're seeing contact ground 121.7 for taxi.
Okay, so let's enter in our performance data. Cost index today is 50, so we're going to burn quite a bit of fuel, getting there in a relatively quick amount of time. Our alternative is Pittsburgh. So we're going to need 4,400 pounds. I'm going to put in 4.5. As I said, our zero fuel weight, get myself organized here, zero fuel weight is 137.8. We said 220, but we are planning to go up to flight level 320, so I'm going to put that in. And we'll see if I get from 220 up to 320. And then, hey there, I made you dinner. It's on the island. Drive safe. Sorry, just a wife check. Alright, and then 41 knots is our estimated cruise winds at 225 degrees, so I'll put that in. And I will execute that. Look at our takeoff. We are going to do a derated takeoff. we're going to put in our flaps 5. Oops.
LaGuardia ground 1096,
Go back.
check if that's up right now.
10, thank you very much.
Rated 1.
Eagle cross runway 4 and
Put in our center gravity,
Alright,
put in our flaps,
cross 4 at Papa.
and we're going to enter in our
Check with
takeoff
affirmative,
weight
cross
of
runway
151.7.
Okay, so LaGuardia around, so 1096.
So we're quite heavy today, quite a bit of cargo. And then our V speed, so V1 is 143, V rotate is 145, and our V2 climb out speed is 154. So that's locked in. I will double check the route. Route looks good. So we are going to activate and execute our route.
Southwest 1086, contact tower on 118.7
Good.
ready. Have a
So
great
from
Alright, over the towers, Southwest 1096.
from a flight management computer perspective, we are 100% set up. I am just going to get rid of the air traffic control right now. I don't need them. All right, we got 10 minutes before our required pushback. Lots of time. So what we're going to do is we're just going to get ourselves set up here. Fuel pumps are on. Go top to bottom. I'm going to turn on our APU because for when we push back, we'll need some auxiliary power unit. Excuse me. All right, seatbelt signs are on and window heat is on. I will turn on our electric hydraulic pumps, recircular fan, packs, and APU bleed. Actually, we'll leave the APU bleed off for now. All right, let's set up our autopilot. So we know our climb out speed is 154, so I'm going to put that in the autopilot, 154. This is where I'm going to need some of the charts, and hopefully I can get them up relatively quickly, because honestly I've been having trouble with my chart system for a while here. Let's pray that it works. But I need my charts up because I'm going to need the actual heading of the runway. Hello there. Looks like we have driver AA and JHack84 online. Appreciate you tuning in. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll do my best to answer them. All right, so just looking to pull up my charts here. We'll give it a minute to load. So far, so good. LaGuardia. So what I'm going to need in LaGuardia is my taxi information. Perfect. That came up. I am going to need my departure, which is 10:06. And I'm also going to need my approach for ILS runway 13. You're probably saying, well, you're taking off. Why do you need your approach? And the simple reason is, if I need to come back because of an emergency, I want to have everything ready to go. So pulling up my charts, our runway heading is 134 degrees, so I will put that in my course. Again, in case I need to return, 34. I'm going to put that in my heading because I know I'm going to do runway heading on the takeoff, at least initially. And I'm also going to put that in the co-pilot course. Nope. How's it going? Cool. All right. So the frequency I'm going to put in just so I don't have to worry about it when if I need to return. So it's 108.5, and I'll set that in nav 1 and 2. 108.5. Good. All right. So we are absolutely set there. We're just going to quickly review our departure, make sure we're good. All right, so what does it say for a departure? Bags were tennis departure. Why am I not pulling it up? That's interesting. I do not have any departure instructions. Did I pull up the right departure? Let me just quickly check, and then we'll get back to getting ourselves going here. Departure. I have the right one up, so let's see what the map says. Ah, okay. So tennis, so what we're gonna do actually, it doesn't actually say it. Oh, here we go, sorry. Climb 134, so runway heading. Intercept course 050 to cross Jutes at or above 3,000 feet. Then track 39 degrees to cross tennis at or above 5,000. Maintain 5,000 or until established or advised by ATC. So we're going to put 5,000 in the altitude because that's all the SID clears me for. I'm going to turn on my wing lights, anti-collision lights, so we can get all the doors shut. About 5 minutes before push up back. Alright, so we are good on our departure. Now, let's just see. Oh, I did not luck out on my on my parking to the taxiway. So we are taxi space 39 and pretty much almost at the opposite end for runway 13. So we'll see what they give us for taxi instructions, but for now I'm not going to worry too much about it. Flight director is coming on, heading, actually I'm going to put on LNAV. Let's do some checklists. Pre-flight oxygen is set. Nav switches are normal and auto. Window heat is on. Flight instruments are set and checked. Parking brake is set. Engine cutoff is selected. All right, before start, flight door is closed. Fuel pumps are on. Passenger sign is on. Windows are locked. MCP is set for V2. Runway heading and 5,000 for initial climb out. Takeoff speeds are set. CDU pre-flight is ready. Trim. Let's check our trim here. So 5.4 on our trim. Set that there. Good. Taxi takeoff briefing are done. Anti-collision lights are on. So we are good for our pushback. As I said, for our pushback, what we're going to do is a couple things. We are going to make sure that we're on APU power, which we are now switched over. Our engine bleeds are set to APU, and what we're going to do is going to disconnect our ground power and our ground air, and we're going to set our pushback. So let me just take a quick look around. Very tough to actually see where we are. So I think we go straight back, not too far. I'm going to push us back maybe 250 feet. And let's start that now. So we're pushing back 2 minutes early. 23:33 is our pushback. Ground requesting pushback. Parking brake is set. Okay, LaGuardia ground is 121.7. Brakes released. Okay, so I've just put us on ground, and I will get us set on tower because we know after that we're going to need tower. It's 118.7. Okay, so I'm ready for tower, and then after that he said my departure frequency, I believe, 120.4. Which is good, so I will just get that ready as well. to have the radios all set and ready so that you can just hit a bunch of buttons to switch between frequencies. We're going to expect a left turn. Okay, we're cleared for start. We're going to first set our parking brake. And parking brake is set. Alright, we are good to start, so we're going to turn off the packs, open our engine start valve, and we're going to watch our N2 rise. I'll put it so you can see it. So N2, once it hits about 23%, introduce the fuel. %, introduce the fuel. Wait for the engine to kick in. Excellent. Oil pressure is rising. Temperature is rising. Oil pressure is good, and we'll wait for our start valve to kick out. And it has kicked out, so we have a clean start. On engine 2, we will start engine 1. Same thing, N2 rises to 23%. There's 23%, introduce the fuel. Alright, oil pressure is rising. Always keep your hand until you have a clean start on the fuel in case you need to cut it out because of a hot start. Excellent, clean start, we're good. So engine start switches to continuous. We're going to turn on our engine buses. Engine bleeds on, turn the packs back on. Let's turn on the air. Turn off our APU. Probe heat on, wing anti-ice on, full hydraulics are on. Auto brake to RTO, flaps to 5 because we are not doing de-icing today. And then we'll do our flight control check. Good, and our rudder. Excellent, good, so we'll do our before taxi checklist. Generators are on, probe heat is on, anti-ice is on. Isolation valve is auto, start switches are continuous, recall is checked, auto brake is RTO, engine start levers are idle detent, flight controls are checked, ground equipment is clear, we are good to taxi. So let's get that taxi clearance. LaGuardia, ground, WestJet 1834, request taxi to 13.
WestJet 1834, LaGuardia ground, hello, runway 13, taxi via Bravo Papa, hold short 22 Papa.
Okay, we'll taxi Bravo Papa, hold short, runway 22 on Papa. Okay. So fairly easy taxi instructions, actually, surprisingly. And LaGuardia ground, I just want to confirm my readback was correct.
WestJet 1834, say again.
LaGuardia ground, WestJet 1834 will taxi Bravo, Papa, and hold short 22 on Papa.
That's correct.
Okay. So normally, it must be a new controller, normally he would say read back correct, but we're not going to split hairs today. Alright, so taxi light on, we're going to make a left turn out. Hello Jaspalt, welcome. If you have any questions once we get airborne, maybe on my taxi I'll have a chance to answer some of them. A little bit of jitter as we turn around here. Okay. So Bravo is going to be right next to the runway we're taking off on, but like I said, we're quite far from the end of the runway. We're actually closer to 3-1, which is the opposing side of where we're taking off. So we've got a bit of a length of runway to taxi down. They said weather isn't great in LaGuardia, and in fact isn't good all the way down to Washington, D.C. So I am anticipating a bit of a rough ride on the way down. Alright, so we're on Bravo. We're going to come up to Papa. This will transition into Papa. And we are to hold short of runway 22, where we'll get our clearance to cross. If you were watching the last time I was streaming, right after takeoff, I know the stream went dead. The stream went dead simply because of, frankly, an issue with my internet at home. It died completely. So, obviously couldn't fly, couldn't stream, couldn't anything. We're flying VATSIM today, and in LaGuardia I have a good set of controllers. I've got delivery, ground, tower, departure, and center. So, I'm going to be doing quite a bit of handoffs, sorry. Oh, which is nice. And looks like we'll be 125.32 after departure. Like I said, I like to get my radios set up so I don't have to worry about them when I'm in the busy phases of flight. I also like to hand fly up to about 10,000 feet. Okay, now we're on Papa, we got to hold short of runway 22. Like to hand fly up to 10,000, but depending on how busy it is, sometimes I just can't do it. So we'll hopefully be able to hand fly, but depends how much ATC and how many vectors we get.
All aircraft on frequency information for that current altimeter 3007.
Okay, we will put in our updated altimeter.
WestJet 1834, cross runway for Papa Master Tower 118.7. Have a great weather.
Okay, clear to cross runway 4. We'll continue down monitoring on tower for WestJet 1834. Okay, so we're going to switch over to tower. Alright, and I'm just going to set in my memory stick here for my flight number, because I always have to look down, try and change my flight number every time. Okay, 1834. Alright, so now that I have that, I can put in my departure frequency on standby. 124.
WestJet 1834, LaGuardia Tower, you monitoring?
Go ahead for WestJet 1834.
WestJet 1834, flight antenna 6 departure, wind 050 at 9 at runway 13 cleared for takeoff.
Antenna 6 departure will clear for takeoff, runway 13 for WestJet 1834. Okay, strobes on. I just did my before takeoff checklist, which was flaps 5, green light, which I have. LaGuardia Tower, WestJet 1834, do you want me to stay with you or switch over to departure?
No, you stay with me. I'll switch you to departure when you start making the your left turn to Jude's on the 10 sec.
Okay, with you, departing now for WestJet 1834. Okay, arm our auto throttle. Throttle to 40%, stabilize. And toga, here we go. Thrust sets. Airspeed active. 80 knots. V1 and rotates. Okay, positive right, you're up. LaGuardia Tower, WestJet 1834, passing 1.5 for 5.
WestJet 1834, contact departure 120.4. Have a great flight.
120.4 for WestJet 1834. Thanks for the ATC. Good day. LaGuardia departure, WestJet 1834 with you, passing 2.5 for 5. And flaps 1.
1834, New York departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 15,000.
Up to 15,000 for WestJet 1834. Okay, so continuing our departure visibility is low, actually non-existent, so I'm definitely instrument flying at this point. My flight director is tracking our departure, and speed's coming up, so we're gonna go flaps up. After takeoff checklist, I will worry about once we're not hand flying. There we go. Speed's coming up. Tell you that visual reference is always nice to have, and when you don't have it, there we go. It does.
1834, turn left heading 310.
Left heading 310 for WestJet 1834. Alright, so we will dial in. I'm going to go autopilot now just to help out. And then left heading 310 coming in. Zoom out a little bit here. So I went from my departure. He's now giving me vectors, which is fine. Alright, we could get our after takeoff checklist. So engine bleeds are on, packs are on, landing gear is up and off. Flaps up, no lights after takeoff. Checklist is complete. Okay, I see. He's going to bring me around a biggie. So I can anticipate another left turn direct biggie at some point. put in my center frequency, which is going to be after departure. There we go. It keeps saying insufficient fuel, but I know I've got enough fuel. It's probably because I haven't put in the vector yet, or I haven't eliminated the vectors that he's given me. If you have a question, feel free to ask it. My workload has reduced a little bit. All right, 10,000 feet. The landing lights, taxi lights come off.
Jet 1834, turn left heading 270.
Left heading 270 for Westjet 1834. Okay, so he's going to vector me a little bit to Biggie, and then he's going to tell me en route, which is fine. While he's doing that, I'm going to pull up some of my charts for Washington, because I'll be there before we know it.
Departure Cleveland, exit FPQ within 6,000 direct to Breezy. The Jet 550 New York departure. The Westchester altimeter 3009er. 3009er.
Clipper 2 arrival.
Westjet 1834 contact New York Center 125.32.
2532 for Westjet 1834. Thanks for the ATC. Alright, New York Center, WestJet 1834 with you, passing 12,000 for 15,000.
WestJet 1834 New York Center. Cleared direct to PV, plan maintain at level 222.
Okay, cleared direct Biggie, and we'll climb to 220 for WestJet 1834. Now, I don't know why I am drifting right when the waypoint is to the left. So let's enter that again. Hit execute. There we go.
Do you want us to hold for the report left at Kilo 1, Kilo 2?
Alright, I am not going towards my intended course here. Alright, so I'm going to, I don't know what's going on here. I'm going to go heading to Big E, and hopefully that will get me back on course here. So the fact that center gave me 220 doesn't likely mean I'm going to get up to my cruise altitude of 330. Okay, let's see if I can go to LNAV now. Wow, something is going on here.
Number 172 Delta Echo, New York Center, go ahead.
So sometimes the plane doesn't fly exactly how I want it to, like right now. So usually I would go LNAV and follow the flight plan, but for some reason it is not letting me do that.
Number 172 Delta Echo, New York Center.
I've seen this problem before.
Fox 7101, 2 Delta Echo.
Alright. Try it one more time.
Very wind 5448, turn 15 degrees left, vectors for final descent and maintain 3,000.
Alright, so let's hope it holds 18,000 feet, so I'm going to standard altimeter now. Like I said, if you're on the stream, feel free to ask a question. I'm going to check the weather into Washington now.
So
KDCA. So 350 degree winds at 5 knots, 10 statute miles, overcast 700 feet, so very low. And 29906 is current altimeter. Put that one in now. The reason I'm putting it in now is it's not actually active. If you can see on the primary flight display, I'm putting in 29906 as an altimeter really as a standby, and then once I hit the standard button, it will switch from 29902, which is your standard altimeter, to 29906. it'll basically pop it up into the active, very much like your communications radio. So I'm going to assume that we're going to come in on runway 350 degrees. We just got an alarm here. Okay, it is because we were descending instead of climbing. Plane has corrected itself, so nothing to worry about. Well, I am anticipating runway 33 is probably where they're going to have us come in because of the 350 degree wind. Still getting not enough fuel, but I know that's inaccurate. So RNAV 33. Let's go to legs and make sure that is active. Which it is. Good, so let's pull it up then. So we've got, we've done our departure, so I can get rid of that. Our arrival is Clipper 2. So what I'm now doing, just so you know, is I'm going through my actual chart, my arrival chart, to make sure it matches what is in my flight management computer.
5 miles from Associate, right.
And the reason I'm doing that is to make sure that when I do the approach, it is accurate.
Okay, 5 miles from...
Alright, so it has me at Nuggy.
Going to maintain 2000, establish on the localizer for 09, right.
Okay, so Nuggy says non-turbo jets cross at 11,000. We are jet, so we don't have to anticipate that.
CVS 1400, we're going to go to disconnect from the server and continue our flight. We didn't just want to disconnect the radar contact lost.
But it has us
CVS 1400, Roger.
Nuggy, then Troy's, then Belay, then Clipper, sorry, Trish, then Clipper,
Number 921, November
and
Bravo.
then Baltimore, then Eyes. Oh, it looks like everything is accurate so far.
New York Center, American 4723.
And then after Eyes
4723, New York Center, cleared direct Mary.
has Janev, which I don't see on my chart here.
Direction Maui, landing with A17.
That might be okay, because that is likely
New York Center, JetBlue 4.
then has me on the RNAV. So if I go over to my approach,
JetBlue 490, New York Center, Roger,
And your center is Houston, November 145, in uniform on the signature ramp at Trenton. They're
yeah,
ready,
there we go.
departure.
So Janev then had the, then into the runway. So we're, looks like everything is accurate and set up, which is good. So, no questions. You guys are a quiet group of viewers today. Feel free to ask if you have any. I am going to set in my landing information. I'm strongly suggesting I'm going to be on runway 33. So 334 degrees. Going to put that in my course.
Number 390 Golf Mike, stay aircraft type, position, and altitude. Currently at the tweet you have in the Kilo Hotel Victor November with the beach aircraft, Premier 1. And air altitude is going to be at 6,000.
Okay, so 334 on the heading. And just going to check our capture.
Okay, number 390 Golf Mike, Squad 0301 advice.
There is no,
Just 301 death.
yeah, there is no ILS, so that's fine. We'll continue with the RNAV. 2100, then 1400 at Coft.
Fairway
Croft,
6448, runway
and then runway 33. So
Clear
pretty
to
good.
land, 6448.
Because of the low visibility, we are going to go with 280 foot minimum. I'm going to put that in now. And anticipating a potential for a missed approach given low visibility. So basically, the missed approach is climbed to 2,200 feet, direct to the Golf Tango November NDB, and hold at basically 2,200. So, okay, there's a bunch of prohibited areas, not surprising.
145, uniform.
So we are just going to stay on the approach chart as needed.
Number 145, standing from control to squawk is 7104.
If we're squawking 7104, we just threw it into Charlie.
All right, so
I see you squawking 3563.
Alright, we'll recycle that, but we're showing 7104, so we'll put 7104 in the box, then recycle.
American 4723, contact Boston 134.7.
125.7, American 4723.
I'm just quickly
Number 9021,
checking my
November Bravo,
flight.
New York City. Route 1457 uniform, made a contact clear direct Yankee VOR by maintain 5000.
Okay, good. So we do have some coverage in Washington. What I'm trying to determine is if I'm going to be staying with
Suburban
New York Center into Washington, or if I'm going to be handed off. I think I am going to be handed off. Yeah, DC Center 133.72. So I'll just get ready for that.
3900 Golf Mike. Roger, runway, do you want runway 14?
You saw my daughter's TikTok, did you? That's awesome. Was it her first one, walking from her bedroom down into the cockpit, or was it another one that she's done? She's done a few. I had her beat for a while on TikTok. I had more followers and about 2.8 million views of my simulator video on TikTok. And I'm on the same TikTok handle as Twitch. But her last one, she just kicked my butt and has done extremely well.
Flight level 300.
Okay, direct park 300, medic 1202.
Yeah, so it was the one she walked from the bedroom. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, she, I think she's up to 10 million views or something on that video, and just insane amount of followers now. I think close to 30,000 or something just off that. So she's doing really well.
134.9.
134.9, UPS 675. Thank you, sir, for your service. Bye-bye. Next at Delta 526, requesting PDC IFRQ Atlanta.
So I've got to listen, because I haven't been listening too much. Yeah,
We're at,
so Wildman,
Kilo Papa Hotel, leaving at Delta 14.
Roger, Fairway 6448, taxi to the ramp. Via Kilo 3 Juliet.
Kilo 3 Juliet to the ramp, Spearman 6448, thank you.
390 Golf holding short runner 20 Delta. Premier 390 Golf Mike, Roger. runway 20, clear for take. Make straight out departure. Straight departure ready 20, clear for takeoff 390, go for it.
Dear Center, good evening. American 2214 Heavy, get out for 24 Philadelphia, like to go by for to Dallas forward.
There we go. Had something in my throat. It's a wild man. Yeah, you don't see many Airbus cockpits because it's quite tough to get some of the parts. Whereas 737s, I mean, like this is a real 737 cockpit with replica parts. There's a lot being retired, so it's easier to get parts on.
7167. American 2214 Heavy.
American 2214 Heavy with back correct by went ready for taxi, expect 9
But
9 left and we'll call that.
With Flight Simulator coming out really right now with just the Airbus and not a 737 yet, you know, you might get a lot more fans on the Airbus. Yeah, this is a real United 737-300. Went down to Arkansas and picked up, chopped off the front of the plane, stripped it all the way down, and then have been rebuilding it, not as a 300 series, although I love the classic 737s, but refinishing it as a next generation. And who knows, one day I may actually convert it to a Max. Because really for the Max, there's some differences in the throttle, minor. A lot easier to actually build the main panel because it's mostly screens now. And actually this goes away altogether. No.
Stay with me. 903, 903, stay with me, stay with me.
Okay, so should be coming into Washington airspace soon.
Air 3900 Mike. You shouldn't be changing that frequency, was not for this. Just change to my frequency 128, question 125.32. JetBlue 490 cross new at and maintain flight level 270. Cross new at flight level 270, JetBlue 490.
Alright, so...
Spirit 390 will call flight 40 passing 5,000. Premier 390 Wolf Mike, radar contact, maintain VFR, resume on navigation. So navigation base to VFR 390.
I'm hoping I can get down soon. I'm just looking. Okay, we can go a bit longer without getting descent instructions, which is fine.
Standby WestJet 1834, descend maintain 12,000, altimeter 2994.
2994 down to, sorry, what altitude?
Descend across, WestJet 1834, cross Clipper at and maintain 12,000.
Okay, we'll pass Clipper at 12,000 for WestJet 1834.
Okay, and the last aircraft calling approach or center, going to TC velocity again.
So what I'm going to do, put in the autopilot 12,000 feet. You did say the new altimeter 2994, which I will put in. And then before I actually start my descents, I am going to put in 12,000 feet at Clipper. Because then what it's going to do is it's going to project my descent rate. And
Good evening, Air Wisconsin,
based on this, I should already be descending. So
heading 270.
I am I'm going to hit the altitude intervention button and start our... So does my daughter do anything with you, or is it just all me? So in the cockpit, she only comes in for TikToks and if she has friends over that want to see the plane. I do have a son that comes in and flies with me occasionally. He's actually really good at flying ILS approaches, but he's 16. My daughter is 17. He doesn't have much interest for this.
Okay, Norian,
Yeah, you're more of a Boeing guy, or sorry, an Airbus guy. I get that. I actually did build an Airbus sim for a bit, but I'll be honest with you, got a little, not confused, but got a little bored with just all the button pushing. Not to knock the Airbus, I love it, but I prefer the yoke in front of me. I prefer more hands-on calculations, whereas the Airbus does a lot of the...
Was it 1834, contact Washington Center 133.72.
13372 for WestJet 1834. Alright, so hand it off.
Here. That's what Delta 181, correct? Affirmative, Delta 181 to center maintain flight level 340. 340 for Delta 181 Heavy. Thank you. FedEx 1226, climbing maintain flight level 360.
For climbing to 360, FedEx 1226 Heavy.
Washington Center, WestJet 1834 with you, passing 16,000 down to 12,000 at Clipper.
That's an American 1380, sorry about that.
Lindbergh 6191, wind 2005, runway 23, right clear for takeoff. And was it Horizon checking out?
Horizon 45P6 is at 4,000.
Okay.
Red 4556, Washington Center, radar contact, climb to maintain flight level 210.
Am I looking to
Flight
adopt?
level 210, Horizon 45P6.
I have enough headaches.
Climb to maintain flight level 210.
Thank you, though.
Climb maintain level 210, United 25.
American 2134, clear at Robbinsville, Romeo, Bravo, Victor.
Robbinsville, next to Robbinsville.
Down to 419, radar contact, stay altitude.
Weather 419, 2100.
Alright, gotta start getting my speed back
Down to
here.
419, clear direct to Riggins, climb and maintain 17,000.
Clear to direct to Reagan and climb.
Took a slightly steeper descent than I normally
Just for your
do.
reference, the SID has you on a heading. It shouldn't be direct to the fix quite yet. But Delta 181, contact Atlanta Center 132.27.
Put us back on the...
3297 for Delta 181.
American 1380, descend and maintain flight level 290.
290, American 1380.
Sorry, it's getting busy
Number
here.
461 Kilo Tango, contact New York Center 125.32.
Your dad's an accountant. Well, I mean, this is my hobby. I certainly am boring at work.
Blue Streak 5527, contact Cleveland Center 134.9er.
Cleveland 34.
Alright, so I'm going to go a little heads down now, guys, just to make sure I'm ready here. Looks like our next frequency will be Tower 119.1.
FedEx 426 Heavy, we got that for a couple minutes. You step away.
FedEx 12.
I don't know if he heard me. He didn't confirm my check-in.
As soon as you're out of 35, I can approve it, but I will have Atlanta around there, so if you can wait.
Okay, Baltimore is set for 10,000.
10 minutes and just request with them. Is that
I've
going
been
to work?
cleared for the approach, so I'm a little hesitant to start my descent past this.
Okay.
Washington Center, WestJet 1834, checking in again. Just make sure you heard my last transmission.
WestJet 1834, Washington Center, hello, descend and maintain 10,250 knots, altimeter 2994.
10,000, and sorry, what was the speed for 1834?
250.
250, WestJet 1834.
Lufthansa 419er, climb and maintain flight level 350.
Alright, so we'll continue our descent down.
Flight level 350 for Central 41 Air Kenya, and sorry about the...
Good for you, starting your flight school. I did work on my private pilot's license, and you know, was just about to go solo and got married, and then life happened, so I never got there, unfortunately. But you know, I don't know how old you are, wild man, but stick with it. And, you know, frankly, do as much simming, hand flying on the sim as you can. It will really, really help you out in real worlds, especially with instrumentation. If you really understand your instruments, you'll become very, very comfortable with it.
310 level to the final.
Going to viable 310 United 35.
Alright, I just
Unit 55, you can maintain
check
25.
my weather again.
How was that? Say it again, United 35.
Unit 355, maintain 250.
5.
Unit 55,
Maintain
250.
600 overcast, so we're even lower than before.
Like 1226, I can give you 5 minutes now if that works.
Yeah, you're 16 turning 17. It's perfect age to get started.
Thanks for 26. No, that's fine. We can wait for transition. It's out of the rush. It's just a long flight. We're going to get it by 3, so it'll take longer.
Yeah, I get it.
Alright,
Thanks.
so let's do our descent checklist because we haven't done it. Recall checked, auto brake is 3. Landing data, so our minimums, we're going to go flaps 30, 150. Our minimums are 280 degrees and our approach briefing.
Watch at 1834, Washington land for the north. You can land the ILS runway 1.
Oh. Okay, we'll switch and plan for runway 1 for Western 1834. Okay, so runway change, lovely. This is where the workload gets really big. So approach runway 1, I'm going to do the localizer. And I'll change it in the flight management computer. ILS runway 1. Okay. Correct eyes. Okay, perfect.
Unit 55, do not exceed 300 knots.
Not exceed viable 300 for United 35.
And negative, United 55, it's still climbed to flight
Alright,
level
so bear with me
310,
guys, I got some
but do not exceed
work to do
300
here.
knots on the speed.
Samurai, we are staying at flight with 250
Oh, we're gonna go wrong.
310 United 35.
Belty,
Okay, I'm telling you, instead
Light.
of 250 knots, you can speed up if you like, just do not exceed
and
300.
heavy. I don't have any altitude, so
We
there's
will
no
maintain
descent.
250 for
So
now.
I'm going to be getting instructions from him.
Or American 217, descend via the Corey for arrival to Philadelphia, altimeter 29998.
That's great, yeah. Discovery flights are great. My son has one, he hasn't taken it yet.
American
But
401,
yeah,
contact New
I
York,
think
Center
they
125,
often are very pleased with,
125,
you know, guys that take it seriously and really focus on their flight skills, not just bombing around, but actually really focus on landing and stuff properly and learn the instrumentation. You're going to do really well.
Holly, does your altitude, American 2552, say altitude.
Okay.
My altitude is
Just getting myself set up here on the course. Set up my ILS to 109, 1099.
Delta 7714, we put that by FR to 150.
Number 7714 at Dulles, contact Dulles Tower on the
1099, 1099. Great.
3442, let me check. They're on 120.1.
Okay, 006 in the heading.
Repeat that frequency
Okay,
again.
let's talk about our missed approach. So climb 420, then left climbing turn to 2200,
120.1.
and then outbound. Great.
6191.
If you look on my-
waves, climb and maintain flight level 290.
If you look on my navigation display here, after the runway, that blue dotted line, that actually tells me my missed approach. So that is in and good to go.
Efficiency is great.
I'm anticipating to join the ILS pretty low at 1600 feet, maybe as early as 2500 feet.
Clear ground, Skippy, Horizon 4556.
And
Westjet
runway
1834, descend and maintain 7000.
down to 7,000 for WestJet 1834. Alright, so a lot going on, as you can see, pretty busy. So runway 1, I'm going to plan to get out on Mike just had a master caution. That's just my
American Airlines 2552.
just my cabin altimeter. It's fine.
American 2552, descend via the Freedom 5 arrival. Washington lands south, altimeter 2996.
Just reading your note here, Wildman, about some of the things you're trying to do with your private pilot's license. That's awesome. I mean, good for you. You're perfect age to start it. Just make sure in your schooling you're doing your math and your sciences, because you'll need that as part of your training. Not necessarily all for your private pilots, but certainly certainly once you get into some of your higher training, it will definitely benefit you.
American 2134, contact New York Center 125.32.
2532, American 132.
And for American 217, do you have any idea where they're landing and how they're landing in LaGuardia?
I definitely do not.
121.9. So sorry, talking to myself, but I'm just trying to get myself set up for the landing here. Get everything in order. Okay, coming up on 7,000. I expect lower soon. You're taking physics 2 currently. That's awesome. Good for you. Alright, so just double checking a few things here. We have tower 119.1, which is set up, and then we're going to go to ground after that 121.9. The key I can tell you for flying is to be ahead of the controller and ahead of the airplane on what you need to do. Once you get behind, it just gets frantically busy. So that's why I'm, getting all my frequencies ready. I had a quick change of the runway from 33 to runway 1, which is fine because of the low visibility. Having ILS approach will actually help me out a lot better. And I'm also anticipating the exit. So after I land, what exit am I getting off at? So I'm either going to get off at Mike or November, but I'm aiming for Mike, so we'll see.
I thought you said you were at Dulles. Like I said, couldn't hear you quite. Number 7714 is...
So what do I do for a living? I am in IT, so in the management side, so look after a lot of systems from data centers all the way to end user computing stuff. So stuck in an office and at a desk, this is my outlet.
7,000, expect 34,000, 10 minutes later, squawk 3757.
So the ramp agent picture, I was not actually, hold on, got a 3,000 for Westjet 1834. Was not actually doing ramp agents. My son and I were doing a tour of Toronto Pearson. So they had us on the vests, and actually it was a very cool tour. We got to sit at the end of the active runway and literally had planes fly over us. And then we were able to, in that picture, actually get up close to a 787 walk around to it and stuff. Okay, we're coming into Washington area now. You can see...
nothing heard. The sounds of 419 climb, flight level 370.
See to the right on the navigation display, we're going to be vectored around and back to join the ILS.
17, contact New York approach 120.
I'm going to start slowing down even more. We're still bombing along at 250 knots.
out here.
That was 3 at once. I heard a November. Who was that?
367, Hotel Papa out here.
Loud and clear now. Go ahead.
Alright.
367, Hotel
Everything
Papa.
looks good.
9,500.
Okay, the 367 Hotel Papa, Washington Center, good evening. Maintain
Okay,
VFR.
so I'm going to start getting prepped for landing.
2996.
Do all my checklist items ahead of time and then actually do.
And for American 217,
Yeah,
could we
the
have
tour of Toronto Pearson was very, very good.
Philly altimeter is 29908.
998, thanks. American 2552, requesting if I should start descending towards the airport, because I looked on my map and I'm getting pretty close.
American 2552, your instructions, which you read back, were to descend via the Freedom arrival landing south. So that means you descend to comply with the restrictions that are posted on the chart.
Controller is
The bottom altitude
patient with this guy.
6,000 feet, and you just pass each appropriate fix at the appropriate altitude you see on the star.
Okay, coming up to 3,000 now.
WestJet 1834, turn right heading 340.
Right heading 340 for WestJet 1834. Okay, so he's me turning. And he's going to have me join the localizer.
Southwest 1365 with 040 at 5, running 15 right there, takeoff.
So, I don't know if the METAR is clear, but I can see the ground, so I might have better visibility than the 600 feet I was anticipating.
Flight level 300 direct, Martinsburg. Can I request flight level 340?
Hasn't updated, so we're going to stick with that.
Maintain flight level 340.
Okay, 340, thank you.
WestJet 1834, 10 miles from Catherine, maintain 3000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 1 approach.
Maintain 3000 until established, cleared for the approach for runway 1 for WestJet 1834.
American 2211 cross
Okay,
RAD.
so I am cleared for the approach, which means a couple things. One, I am now allowed to intercept the localizer, but I'm also allowed to descend past and below 3,000 feet.
It's going to be a CAP 3, and we just pick up Foxtrot number 2191.
Okay, so I'm coming around. Go back, put up my descent profile. Okay, so my glide slope is coming alive. My OCD says, oh, okay, smooth and fast, yes. Alright, so I'm going to put in the runway heading now, 006. We are established, so I'm going to arm approach mode, so we will start our descent when able.
New York Center 125.32.
And anticipating that tower handoff in a little bit. So I've got visibility of the ground now. I don't know once I get in the soup if I still will. I might have to do a full ILS approach. We will see. I hate doing that. I'd rather hand fly it, but I know weather is bad. Okay, I'm going to start slowing up here. Before we start our descent.
WestJet 1834, connect Washington Tower 119.1.
Over to Tower 119.1. Thanks for the ATC, WestJet 1834.
CFS 1355, radar contact, stay altitude.
Okay, great. Over to Washington Tower. Washington Tower, good afternoon. WestJet 1834 with you, about 4 nautical miles from Catron. Ups 1.
WestJet 1834 for Washington Tower, good evening. 1 departure prior to arrival. Runway 1, wind 0205, runway 1, clear to land.
1 departure prior to me, clear to land, runway 1 for WestJet 1834. Okay, so there's a departure ahead of me, but I've still been given clearance to land. Still waiting for our ILS to come active here. Why is my descent profile? There we go. My glide slope's coming active, so I will start our descent down momentarily. Again, I'm anticipating we're going to hit the soup, and it's going to be a very low visibility approach. We'll see once I start my descent. Apologize, I'm going to kill some lights so I can see out better. So there we go. Don't know how well you can still see it on the camera. All right, we're coming up to our glide slope, so gear down, flaps 5.
American 2149, contact Washington Center, request 729.
13.725, good night, and have a good one.
Okay, so we've started our approach down. Okay, approach speed is 150. We're going to start slowing back. About 168 knots. There we go, we're into the soup. Okay, I'm going to arm our secondary channel, flaps 10. And actually go all the way to flaps 30. We'll do our landing checklist nice and early. Okay, landing checklist. Engine start switches are continuous. Speed brake is armed. Landing gear is down 3 green. Flaps 30 checked. And the cabin light indicates we are ready. So as soon as I have a visual on the ground, I'm going to go heads up. That is if I get visual on the ground. My minimums is 280 feet, so we have about 1,100 feet to go.
34. I think you might have stepped on by 2149. You get your landing clearance?
I got my landing clearance for WestJet 1834.
13, or correction 1834, thank you so much.
Okay, so no runway in sight yet. 900 feet to go. No runway in sight, 1,000 feet. Got about 700 feet to go. If we break out of this. Holding our approach speed, still no runway. Oh. Okay, visual. Okay, so auto throttle is off and autopilot is off. I'm hand flying now. So definitely 600 feet is was our breakout. Approaching minimums. And we are landing. Inversors and speed brake out. Inversors did not come out. Try that again. Inversors off. Okay, we're gonna go to the next taxiway.
WestJet 1834, welcome to Washington, left 180.
Okay. It actually shows us coming up on Sierra. So it didn't make either one of the runways I had hoped to. Washington Tower, WestJet 1834, clear the active on Sierra.
WestJet 1834, left Juliet to the ramp for managed frequency car off the way 33. Have a good night. I'm sorry. WestJet 1834, cross runway 33, Juliet, short of November, contact ground 49er.
Okay, we'll cross 33 and taxi Juliet for WestJet 1834.
WestJet 1834, be Juliet, short of November, contact ground 49er.
Sorry, Tower, I'm getting a lot of echo. I can't read you.
WestJet 1834, did you get my last?
Yeah, you're broken up, but I read you 4x5 now.
WestJet 1834, left on the Juliet, cross runway 33 on the other side, ground 49er.
Okay, we'll taxi Juliet, cross 33 right, and we'll contact ground 121-9er, crossing 33 for WestJet 1834, thanks. Okay, got it straightened away now. Auto brake off. So even though this says Kilo, my charts say that this is actually Juliet, so I'm gonna go by my charts. Turn off our strobes. Alright, we're crossing, so we'll get in our ground. Okay, and then we're gonna just wait here and contact ground after we're clear. Washington ground, WestJet 1834 with you. Juliet holding short of November. Request taxi to the gate.
WestJet 1834, welcome to National. Taxi Juliet Kilo to the gate.
Juliet Kilo to the gate for WestJet 1834, thanks.
Juliet Kilo 1 to the gate.
Alright, so we will pull up, and yes, I went all the way to the end. Not quite sure, didn't feel like I floated a lot, but maybe because my reversers didn't come out immediately, it delayed my deceleration. So either way, we didn't crash, so we're good. So we are gonna take, we'll take Kilo 2 here. I'm going to start the auxiliary power unit. And you know what, I'm going to just take this gate right in front of me. It's nice and inviting. Director off. APU is on, so I will switch over to the APU. And parking brake set. Fuel cut off. Press the seatbelt sign off. And welcome to Washington. So our anticipated arrival into Washington was 0050, and we're at 0040, so we are actually 39, so we're 11 minutes early into Washington, which is fantastic. So quick flight over from LaGuardia. Yeah, so Wildman, just to your point around the whole cockpit build, I'd feel like I'm restricted to the cockpit view. Yeah, right now I just have one screen. My previous sim I had wraparound, and that's what I eventually will have. But yes, I am going to go through the whole shutdown process. So fuel pumps are off. Window heat is off. Probe heat off. Anti-ice is off. Hydraulics off. Recircular fans off. Packs will remain off. Anti-collision wing light off. All my automation is off. I will turn off my view, or my nav display. TCAS is off. I will turn off my IRS, which is my GPS. That will kill my displays. And I'm going to connect to ground so I can shut down the APU.
American 2129 ready for taxi, please,
And ground power is available, so I will activate that. I will turn off the APU.
Runway
Turn off my APU, please.
Kilo, Foxtrot, Juliet, cross runway 4.
That is it for the shutdown. Let's just confirm. So fuel pumps off, probe heat off, hydraulics off, flaps up, no lights, parking brake is set, fuel, engine start levers are cut off, weather radar is off, and to secure IRS is off, emergency lights are off, and window heat and packs are off. That's it. We're shut down at the gates. We made it safely to Washington from LaGuardia. Thank you very much for thanks for watching. Tech knowledgeable, one of the prettiest cities on earth. Have never been there in person and actually can't wait to be there and see all the sights there. Again, hope you guys enjoyed it. Given the time, I probably will not do another flight today, but hopefully on the weekend. Thanks so much. Talk soon.